Okay, and we're live. This is a podcast, a movie podcast with Sebastian, Hugo, and Julien.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. And today we're talking about one battle after another.
Can I say something? Can I say something first? Because this is our first podcast, so this is a very strange way to start. But I feel it's important to say that this is our first podcast. So I hope it's the beginning of the new adventure. So okay.
Well, it is already an adventure for me. Okay, so we're talking about One Battle After Another, which is the PTA movie, Paul Thomas Anderson. Did you guys all watch it within the past 48 hours?
Yeah,
No,
that was the
not
goal.
me.
Yeah.
When did you
Okay.
watch it?
I haven't.
All right, well, that was a great podcast.
Yeah,
Are you serious? You didn't watch it?
yeah, no problem. I have all the information that I need to share with my audience.
Okay.
Okay, so Hugo, how would you describe the movie in one sentence?
In one sentence, I think it's a movie for the cinema lovers, because when I seen the critics from the press, it's huge, it's perfect, it's the movie of the year. But the critics of the Spectator, it's a disaster.
Oh, you mean the critics of the people who watched it, or
Exactly. Yeah, Spectator.
movie critics?
Movie critics, they loved it.
Did
They
you-
loved
by the way,
it.
guys, we all gotta speak French sometimes. Tu veux dire
Don't
les
worry,
critiques
it
du
doesn't
public?
hurt. Yes,
Okay. So you're saying the public didn't like it, but
They hate-
the critics loved it.
the critics love, and the people, they hate it. And when
Yeah,
I
I
say
can
By
see
hate,
the
why.
way,
I'm very, very kind, because when I read some, it's disaster, a disaster.
yeah,
What
I
about you,
agree.
Sebastian? How would you describe the movie in one sentence?
Yeah. Okay, before saying that, I want to say something. I agree with you, Julien, because I totally understand why people did not like the movie. And by the way, about the box office, it was not good, very not good. The movie
Crash,
cost
huh?
around $150 million,
Yeah.
and it gets only, I think, $200 million. So I don't think it's a good movie, financially speaking.
Yeah,
And that
but
proves,
I think a good movie. This is not a movie for. There's no superhero. You know what I mean? There's no sky beam at the end trying to destroy the Earth. I think it is a movie lover movie, like you said, Hugo. It's an artistic movie. It's a real director movie. It's not influenced by studios saying, "Hey, we want more of this, we want more of that." You know?
yeah, but you know the premise of that already when you have a Paul Thomas Anderson movie anyway. So yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, but the cost of the movie, that's the difference now. It was a blockbuster for him.
exactly.
So
Was it his most?
It
it's
was.
a battle after
Yeah.
another.
Yeah.
So it wasn't There Will Be Blood?
No.
No.
No, I think with the inflation and the cost of movies, no, I think it's the most expensive one was this one. Yeah.
Okay, so Sebastian, describe the movie in one sentence. What is this movie? What is it about?
Okay. I would say it's a two-part movie, and there is two antagonists. There is some left revolutionary people against neo-Nazi people, far right. And the first part of the movie is to present the protagonists, the characters. And the second part, which is the most important part, takes place 15 or 16 years after the first part. And it's about helping to find the main character's daughter. And I would say that.
It is a complex structure. It starts as a movie, then change into a different movie, and then change again into a different movie. So I think there's 3 acts: Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Act 1 is a dramatic movie, maybe
Yeah.
woke, maybe not. I don't know. Act 2 changes into a transition between Act 1 and Act 3. And Act 3, to me, is a cartoon. It's really like Wile E. Coyote. You guys remember Roadrunner
Yeah.
and the Coyote?
Yeah, it's a good analogy. I didn't think about that, but
Hugo,
yeah.
you remember this cartoon? En français, ça s'appelle Le Coyote et the Roadrunner.
Okay,
Bip,
yeah.
Bip et le
Bip et le
Coyote.
coyote.
Yeah, exactly. There's the same landscape. It's a
Yeah, it's true.
chase. There's some stupid decisions made, and sometimes things change in 1 second. To me, it's a cartoon. It's like Cohen brother movie.
It's a very, very fucking good analogy. Yeah. I don't know if I can say fuck, but
Well, then
I
we're
said
good. Thank you guys for coming today, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Okay.
I think both of you didn't really understood the movie.
Okay. I'm curious to know what you have to say, Hugo. But first, Julien, you talk about the second part of the movie, and what is for you the second part of the movie? Because you
Well, I
didn't.
think it's pretty cut and dry when it says 16 years later.
Okay. So the first part is.
So in Act 1, the wife, the woman is the hero in Act 1. What's her name? Felicia? No.
Perfidia.
Perfidia something, yeah.
Beverly Hills something, I think.
And then in Act 2, he is the hero. Now it's Leonardo the hero. But you can say he's the hero, but also Benicio Del Toro is also the hero because he's like the greatest character in this movie, in my opinion.
And
so
in
yeah,
the third act, this is the daughter. I mean,
yeah, I can see it. It's in the third act, it's a little bit like Tarantino, Kill Bill type thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so we talked about the premise. We talked a little bit too much about the premise, I think, but let's move on to first vibe. How did you feel watching this movie, Hugo?
Me, I'm not watching this movie. Honestly, it was a pain in the ass. It was too long.
It is a long movie.
It's too long. Come on, it's.
So were you bored?
Yes, I was completely bored. And I think I start to be fed up with Leonardo DiCaprio. Fucking pedophile. Can I say that?
What great. We're gonna be cancelled.
Yeah, yeah. Just before before any first publication, yeah, it's
gonna be
nice
Delta
job.
Force helicopters around above your house.
No,
nice
I didn't
job,
talk
Hugo.
about Greenland.
Thank you.
That's true. So when did the movie lose you? Or maybe you were bored from the beginning. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay. And he never got you back.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Hold on. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was serious.
So you were serious? Why didn't you watch it?
Because I have 2 children. I have a wife and I have a job.
God. Okay. All right. So Sebastian. So you watched 10 minutes. That's it.
No, even 10 minutes I didn't.
But because you were bored or because you had things to do?
I have things to do. No. I didn't even start the movie.
So when are you gonna watch it?
I don't know. Maybe after the podcast, if you convince me to watch it.
Okay.
I think this is the new concept.
The guy who didn't watch it.
Yeah,
No,
it's
the
a new
guy who
concept.
watched the movie after the podcast.
We shouldn't have watched it. Next time we do a movie we haven't seen.
This is the Christopher Nolan type of podcast. You watch the movie after the review.
Okay, so Sebastian, how did you feel watching this movie?
Okay, this is this is very very interesting question. By the way, I have to say that the movie, because we didn't say it, it's a very long movie. It's 2 hours and 42 minutes. So it's a very long movie. Actually, I didn't realize that until I was in the middle of the movie. I watched the timeline and I realized it was a fucking long movie. But to answer your question, I would say in one sentence, and I will develop a little bit after, but it's a very good movie. For me, it's a very good movie because it's very original. It's hard to classify at the beginning because you don't know what you are looking at, because there is a kind of offbeat, sarcastic vibe, and the story is serious, and yet each character lives in its own world with its own rules. And yeah, it's very extravagant and yeah, with a very sarcastic vibe. And that's why I think it's very original. And yeah, I liked it.
Well, for me, I was confused at first. At first, I thought it was going to be, oh shit, it's going to be a woke movie about foreigners in America and all that stuff and the races and all that thing. So I was a little bit on guard watching it, thinking, oh, please, PTA, don't do that. Don't.
Yeah, but it's a movie about that also. No.
Yes and no. You'll see. You haven't watched it, so shut the fuck up. So
maybe that's the concept. Two people are watching the movie and the other one is not watching it.
And he's gonna convince us that, yeah, you're right. That's what it is. So there's a couple of things, a couple of details that made me change my mind. The first one is when Sean Penn has a boner. You guys, do you remember that, Sebastian? Sean Penn stands up and he's hard. He's got a boner. I was like, what the fuck? Is that supposed to be an artsy woke movie? What's going on here?
I agree with you. This is the one of the first moments in the movie. Maybe the first moment when I realized, okay, where does the movie goes?
Well, and there's also the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio's character, you see him laying down cable like to start bombs, but when he pressed the buttons, it's firework. So he's not
Yeah.
exploding anything. He's not killing anybody. It's just firework.
Yeah, but remember, because the girlfriend said that he has to do a diversion, you know. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah. But it was filmed like in a serious way, like he was gonna do something like terrifying, but it was just fireworks.
Yeah, but I agree with you. But that's the whole premise of the movie. You know, the dichotomy. I don't know if you can see that in
Yeah,
English.
dichotomy is a word.
Dichotomy.
Dichot- the dichotomy between the serious story and the goofy way of the characters are talking and doing things. You know.
Yeah, but these things were the first indication that it was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna be a serious movie. And then those things happened. And I was like, oh, hold on a second. What is this? What is this movie? What is going on here?
Yeah.
And then when they catch the girl, and so the escape, by the way, the escape is like kind of like Heat. It was almost like Michael Mann type stuff. Crazy.
I have something to say. You mean the escape when he start to escape from the tunnel, and until the time he's been arrested.
No, no,
That's part.
her, when she gets arrested. The escape in
Yeah.
Los
Okay.
Angeles in the car.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
It looked like Heat because of the backdrop of Los Angeles being the city and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
The car chase and everything. Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, yeah. And then when she gets caught and the cops are celebrating, remember, they're taking pictures, they're laughing.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I was like, all right, I'm in for this movie. That's it. It's great. So that's what I felt at first. I was confused. I wasn't sure. What is this? Is this a serious movie? Am I gonna be bored? Blah blah blah. But after the end of Act One, I knew I was in. I was in for a great, fantastic movie.
But you know something very interesting is that, and that's why I think it's a very original movie. It's during all the movie. I mean, not all the movie, but a lot of moments when you watch the movie, in your head, you have one part that say, "Okay, that's a serious story. I want to know what will happen," and you are laughing at the same time because the situation are totally goofy. The people are doing things totally unexpected, and you're laughing. It's like it's very strange feeling, but very original.
Yeah, I think it breaks all the rules, really. To go to the internal logic of the movie, it breaks all the rules. It starts as a dramatic movie and then ends up in some crazy cartoon. I, I mean, it's Paul Thomas Anderson. He's a master of his trade. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, let's talk about the movie maker, Paul Thomas Anderson. What is his best movie, guys?
In
There
my
Will Be Blood?
opinion, I
Magnolia,
haven't seen
Licorice Pizza?
There Will Be Blood. Licorice Pizza was awesome, but I'm gonna say Boogie Nights. What about you,
Unfortunately, I mean,
Sebastian?
I would say Boogie Night too, but there is a reason why. Is because I don't have watched a lot of Thomas Anderson movie, or Thomas Anderson movie yet. And for example, for the search of the this review, I watched some trailer from some other movies. For example, the movie Inherent Vice, because basically Inherent Vice is based on a novel from the same writer than the writer that write the story in One Battle After Another. And when I watched the trailer of Inherent Vice, this is exactly the same goofy type of vibe you have in the movie. So I said this is definitely Paul Thomas Anderson vibe, and this one is the same.
I've seen Inherent Vice. I didn't really like it. It didn't have the comedic value that this movie has. I
There
mean,
Will Be Blood, it's
Joaquin
not
Phoenix is
funny
good,
or
but he's
goofy at
not.
all. Huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's the opposite. But
Yeah, completely.
Joaquin Phoenix is not Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is a master comedian. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he
but
fuck
I
little
mean,
girl.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Ego, we are here to make a podcast, and not only did you not watch the movie, but you are here to sabotage
No sabotage,
podcast
but
or
it's a
what?
political movie. It's the movie is talking about what America is living right now. It's something deep. So we don't talk about anything. If you just want to talk about blah blah blah, guys, oh yeah, the color of the camera and all the techniques, yeah, it's fine. It's politics, guys. We need to talk about politics
See,
and Greenland.
that's
We
not
will
the way
talk.
I see it. I think the movie is using the political stuff as a backdrop for great comedy. So that's not. I see it the opposite way because a lot of movies have started using what's happening in the United States right now as a backdrop. And it has become like kind of, oh, of course, they're going to show immigration and ICE and white supremacists and everything. We've seen it before. It's not new. I think it's using it and making it funny, which is amazing.
That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, exactly. I think this is the genius of the director in this movie. Is like he's not telling you to believe something, exposing you the comedy, and it's so satirical that I mean you have to make your own idea, but that's why you have to take it not on the first degree when you watch it, and that's why it's so original. I mean, I repeated that already many times, but it's true because he uses comedy to talk about a serious subject. So yeah.
I would say act one is like Magnolia, dramatic and serious. And then he turns into Boogie Nights later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But
what's the story? The story is I'm going to try and describe it real quick. It's a man and a woman who are part of a terrorist group, rebellious group, or whatever you want to call it.
revolutionary, right? You can
They are
say.
called the French 75.
Yeah. Do you know why, by the way? Because I did some digging, but yeah, go ahead.
Now, go
Maybe I will
ahead.
talk.
It's important. Tell us why.
Okay, French 75 is the name of a cocktail, a very famous cocktail. And the name of the cocktail is originated from, how do you say, a canon? Not a canon, you know, a canon français. Comment tu dis un canon en français?
Cannon?
Ouais, tu sais, un canon de militaire, quoi.
Yeah, a cannon.
Okay, a cannon, which was used during the war in the end of the 19th century in France. And the caliber was 75. So the cocktail was named after that. So French 75. And I don't know why he calls that French 75 for the group. Maybe because it's
I thought you were going to tell us why. You just explained the origin of the name, but not why.
why
Why it's called that way.
I don't know. I suppose if he give the name of a cocktail to French 75 and the name of the cocktail is originated from a weapon, I think it makes sense because a weapon with a revolutionary that put bombs everywhere, you know, that explode things, and maybe because people inside the group are so different that it's a mix like a cocktail. I don't know. It's yeah.
So anyway, this group of the French 75 is fighting against the U.S. government and their handling of immigration. And one day, the lady invades a refugee camp, and Sean Penn is there, and somehow they are attracted to each other or something weird like that. And Sean Penn falls for her because he's crazy. It's like insane character. She gets caught eventually, and she gets sent to the witness protection program. And Act Two starts with 16 years later.
Yeah,
She had a baby before she was caught,
yeah.
and now the girl is 16 years old or whatever, and they live in hiding, her and Leonardo DiCaprio. Sean Penn wants to find them because he thinks the girl might be his daughter because he had an affair with the woman, and that's it. That's what the movie is.
I think yeah, I agree. But you forgot to mention something very important for the story. The main character of the first act, Perfidia, Beverly Hills, something. She's arrested and put into witness protection program because she basically gave up all the accomplices and other people who were there at the beginning on the first act. They were either arrested or killed. So that's why the
Yeah,
first.
but it's not important in Act Two.
Yeah.
The movie
Yeah, I
itself
mean,
is about Leonardo and his daughter and Sean Penn. That's it.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. In the second act, that by the way, the main character of the first act, you don't see her anytime soon, never after.
So to me, this movie has so many different influences, and it really shows the mastery of Paul Thomas Anderson because I could see some Tarantino in there. I could see some Wes Anderson as well. So, for example, the French 75, when they scream their name and stuff, it sounds very much like Wes Anderson type stuff where they would have a ridiculous group of people and they give themselves a name. And the Nazis, the white supremacists, they are called. Do you remember what they called?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Christmas Adventurers Club.
Christmas Adventurers Club. What the fuck? And they say it's super serious also, like, welcome to the Christmas Adventurers
Exactly.
Club.
Exactly.
So to me, that was very, very, very Wes Anderson. A lot of the scenes, they are shot in a very symmetrical way. So the zoom, it's a zoom lens. So he's far away from the scene and zooming in. And it's very symmetrical. You have the character in the middle in a square room, just like Wes Anderson. It's very symmetrical. Everything is centered in the middle. And also, I haven't seen There Will Be Blood, but I see a lot of shoulder cam, like a lot of, we don't call it steady cam anymore. It's just a guy walking with a camera. But
Yeah,
there's a
the
lot of
shoulder.
like over the shoulder camera. Not a lot of fixed camera plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So in Act 1, the music is dramatic. Also, I wanted to mention that music is very dramatic. And in Act 2, the music starts, and I forgot what the song is, but it's like a Tarantino type scenario where Leonardo is smoking a joint, and there's a like cool, the dude, Big Lebowski
Yeah.
music type thing.
Like in Jackie Brown, when you have Robert De Niro and Samuel L. Jackson,
Yeah.
with But I would add something about what you said before. I mean, I totally agree. The Tarantino vibe movie. When I first realized that, it was when they entered the bank at the beginning. And the girl who is on the counter, and she started to speak. She started to say something. It was very, very like a Tarantino movie.
Like everybody be cool, you be cool.
Exactly. And I would say there is something, I don't know what you thought about it, but there is a very long part, from the moment where the military arrived to the Leonardo DiCaprio's characters in his house and he's escaped from the tunnel. The moment he's got out from the tunnel to the moment he's got arrested in the streets with a taser, that moment is, I don't know, 25 minutes at least. And during all this time, it's a lot of traveling, traveling plan séquence.
Shot.
There is a one shot, a lot of one shot sequence, and also there is a little bit of music on the background all the time during 25 minutes. There is a,
And it's
it's
a
a little
very
bit
suspenseful piano, right?
exactly. And you know what it make me think? It make me think about The Game from David Fincher, about the this kind of I don't know, suspense kind of music, and it's stay for 25 minutes. You have 25 minutes of only this music on the background, and it's especially 25 minutes of Leonardo DiCaprio trying to escape and going to the street, going to Benicio Del Toro character's dojo and his house and another tunnel and the roof and everything. So it was a good sequence. I really like this sequence.
It was very stressful because of the music. But you mentioned that he gets arrested, he gets tased. That whole sequence is one shot. So he jumps from the building, falls on top of the tree, right? And there's some VFX here, of course, because they didn't throw Leonardo DiCaprio off a building.
Yeah,
But
but I know just to cut you, I noticed that it's I don't know how they did it, but it was very good because it's very convincing. It's one shot and yeah, very good stunts.
Corridor Crew, some YouTubers that talk about VFX, they have a whole breakdown of the scene and they explain how they did it. There's some CGI, some actors, but it's mostly real. Mostly real. A guy suspended on wires and all that stuff. But anyway, when he stands up, now it's Leonardo DiCaprio again, then he walks around the building and he gets tased and he falls to the ground. But before he hits the ground, there's a cut that we can't see, and it's a stunt man falling to the ground. Because Leonardo, he falls on padding or a mattress on the floor or something like that. But anyway, this is a great scene, a fantastic scene that is completely seamless, incredible.
Yeah, it's very good. You mean the 25 minutes part?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
And in this 25 minutes, you are introduced to probably, in my opinion, the best character in the movie, which is Benicio Del Toro.
Yeah.
So, Hugo, since you haven't seen the movie, do you know what Benicio Del Toro is in the movie?
Yeah, it's Sensei Sergio.
Yes. How do you know?
Because I work for the podcast, I'm not like both of you, wanker. Because you think you can give your opinion just by watching a movie. It's a
Yeah,
little bit
that
more complicated than this guy.
that's silly. Yeah, I know. That's very
So,
first degree.
Sebastian, how did you react when Benicio Del Toro was introduced?
Remind me the first time he was introduced.
Well, the first time he's introduced is at the beginning of the actor 2 when she's doing karate, the girl,
Yeah,
and he's
it's
telling
true.
her, slowly, move slowly, do it again. But we don't. That's all we know about him. After that, he's introduced with Leonardo DiCaprio when Leonardo DiCaprio gets in the dojo.
Okay, but what I really like with the Benicio del Toro character is that it's in a way he is acting the summarize the goofy vibe of the movie. For example, something that, in my opinion, summarizes a lot of this goofy vibe of the movie again is when he is waiting for Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio characters is escaped for the second time from the hospital, and Benicio del Toro is waiting for him in the car. Leonardo, the character Bob said to Benicio del Toro, "I'm very happy, thank you, thank you." And the first thing Benicio del Toro's character is doing is, "Let's take a selfie." They are in a hurry, and he gave him some beers and asked him to take a selfie.
Yeah, but when you introduce to him at first in the dojo, he comes in, right, and he crawls on the ground on the tatami because there's
Yeah,
police cars coming behind, right?
yeah, yeah.
First,
But
when he does that, what?
I would say at that moment, the Benicio del Toro characters is the sensei. We will call him the sensei because it will be quicker. The sensei is very calm. You don't see his goofy parts. There is another scene, when he's in his house and they get separated. Sensei said to Bob to go with the young skaters, and he gave him the rifle, and he does a martial salutes before leaving. It was. You remember this part?
Yeah, but I want to stay chronologically. We can talk about that scene after that. But
Yeah. But it was just to express once again the goofy vibe of the character.
well, remember, so he's in the dojo. Leonardo
Yeah,
DiCaprio, he crawls on the tatami because there's police cars outside. First, that reminded me of Wolf of Wall Street when they take the Quaaludes and he's on the floor like a paralyzed crazy person. Do you remember that?
yeah.
That reminded me of that. But then he's like asking him for a gun, and he goes to the back in the back room, and he said, "Do you have any weapons? All I can see are nunchucks in there."
Yeah. And he threw a nunchucks on the floor. Yeah, I remember this one.
And then he steps on the tatami, and like Benicio del Toro is trying to set the alarm or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, step off the
Yeah,
tatami." Step
yeah.
because he doesn't respect. He didn't salute before getting on the tatami. He didn't
Yeah. It's
respect.
true. It's true. Yeah.
That was fantastic. So when I saw that, I knew, all right, this is full on a comedy. But when they leave the dojo, he takes off his karate top, but he keeps the pants. He still has the kimono pants. The
I
whole
don't remember
movie,
that.
the whole
Okay.
movie, he's wearing the kimono pants because he's sensei. That's him. That's what he does. He's dressed like a karate teacher.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So then they leave and they go to this building where they have a bunch of refugees hidden, and they have a whole protocol of like, oh, we have to escape because the military is coming.
Yeah, you realize that when you see that, you realize all the organization that is behind, and how well oiled everything is, because basically he has his house with his family, but it's like very normal things to him too, like he's doing that every day.
Yeah, he's like introducing him, hey, everyone, this is Bob. Bob, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Then there's a scene after that I love when he's calling the French 75, but he doesn't remember the password.
yeah. It's very funny.
And it's like he's fighting against AT&T or like Verizon.
Yeah, like an
Like you call
internet
your internet
provider or
provider
something.
and they ask you a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff and nobody wants to help you. But then remember what he says? He says, all right, I'm going to call a Greyhawk 10 on you. And a
Yeah, I
Greyhawk
did.
10 means I want to talk to the manager.
Okay, yeah.
It means the guy is calling, oh, shit, he's calling a Greyhawk 10. All right, I'll call my supervisor. And then he calls his
Mm,
supervisor. It's like you're talking to a call center in India or something.
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Then after that, Sensei gives him the gun, but he gives him like a karate, like when you get a black belt or something, and who he
Yeah,
gives it to him.
or sword,
Yeah. What happens after that? I think we move to the Nazi underground compound where the Christmas Adventurers Club, they meet together at this underground in this house.
Yeah,
Remember?
I remember. And I want to say something about it, but because once again, the difference, the huge difference between the seriousness of the situation and the dialogue is incredible. For example, when they are, the Christmas, the Christmas
Adventurous Club.
adventurous club. Yeah, yeah. And at one moment, when he says something like, because I took some notes. He said that the
Right?
characters played by Sean Penn said his task force went to the chicken licking frozen farm. And the guy answered, "Oh no, I love them nuggets." It's like, come on. They
But
are
you
taking,
remember, before he goes underground, he's talking to the wife of the guy in the house.
yeah,
And they talk about pies or whatever, like cakes.
my pancakes, yeah.
It's very Tarantino, like, oh, a very important and dangerous situation is about to happen, but we're just bullshitting about daily life stuff,
Yeah,
like
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
like Jules and Vincent Vega in
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction.
and the thing, the difference between the casualness of the dialogue and what will happen after, you have and it's a lot of like Tarantino, is like he takes his time to make sure that he used the stairs and there is a long corridor and you think that's it, but there is again a long corridor, and after there is a door, and everything is very long, like it's like a fucking complex under
Yeah, it shows you the power of this organization.
yeah, and the dialogue of the Christmas Adventurers Club, there is something when he talk about the characters of Perfidia Beverly Hills, and he says, "Where is Pussy?" And he says, "Pussy is dead." And the guy is just answering, "No more pussy." And that's crazy because the sentence before and the sentence after is like very fucking serious, It shows you once again the goofy situation and the goofy distinction between the seriousness of the story and the goofy way of presenting it.
There's something I forgot to mention is when he goes to the hotel to talk and be maybe introduced, offered a position in the Christmas Adventurers Club. It's
Yeah,
the guy's daughter's wedding or whatever.
yeah.
He enters the room and all the light is yellow golden. It was a very Kubrick lighting. It reminded me of a scene from a Kubrick movie.
Like, you mean in Shining in the hotel, for example? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's very, but I mean, I think it's to symbolize the view of the Sean Penn character, which is, he want to be recognized for his action and some very prestigious club.
Yeah, it's very eyes wide shut too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you are entering into a secret society, very high level society, and this is how I will show to the audience the difference between the two worlds.
Yeah. Okay, so then after that, we're introduced to the nuns, the monastery or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And we have Sean Penn going to a gas station and grab a guy that was there and that witnessed them going. And he's asking him about what's up north. Oh, the nuns are north. They grow weed. And then he says, do they have weapons? And the guy answers, I think they're vegetarian.
Yeah. I
I like
remember
that guy.
that. I didn't understand the dialogue, but I mean that's the point with the movie. It's so goofy in the dialogue that you just laugh. You don't have to understand everything.
Then after that, we go back to the scene where Benicio Del Toro and Leonardo are being chased by cops, and he tells him to jump by the window. And he's like, no, you gotta slow down. So, like, I'll talk about this at the end, but I think Leonardo in this movie does nothing. He does literally nothing useful. Zero. Everybody else does everything.
Yeah, because the character of Leonardo DiCaprio is a loser basically.
He's the
I
dude
mean,
in Big Lebowski. He's terrible.
exactly. Is a loser and is completely overheaded by the situation. I mean, he can't
Yeah,
do
but
anything.
he's a good dad. He's a loving dad.
Yeah, that's the way. I mean, it's the only thing that makes him carrying it up during
Yeah.
the movie. You know, he has a goal. He's stupid, but he has a goal.
So, do you remember what Benicio Del Toro says to calm people down?
So on what? Sorry.
Like he tells people to calm down, and he tells them something to calm down. What does he say?
I said to breathe. Yeah.
He says ocean waves,
Yeah. Yeah.
ocean
Ocean
waves,
waves. Yeah.
ocean waves, and like that calms everyone. He works and everything, no problem. So the cops arrest, they stop him, they pull him over, Benicio Del Toro, and when he came out of the car, you
Yeah.
can
He's
see that he's still
dancing.
wearing the kimono, the karate kimono.
Yeah, and he's like dancing a little bit. You know,
But
like
you know what I
teasing.
thought? I was sure 100% that he was gonna do some karate and like kick this guy's
Yeah.
ass or something.
Yeah. Me too. I saw
I
the
was even
exactly the.
disappointed that he didn't do it.
Yeah. Me too. I was. You know, in this kind of movie, you know, he's doing back to the cops, and as soon as the cop is taking his arm up, he starts to do his moves. You know.
Was sure he was gonna do some ridiculous karate guard, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, but he
Yeah.
didn't. It's too bad. It's too bad. They should have done it. Okay, so after that we have the long sequence of the chase, the last Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner chase is the same
Yeah.
landscape, exactly the same as the cartoon, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you have to mention the way it's filmed. I mean
The zoom
you know
lens
the
on this like hilly roads with the zoom lens is crazy. So I've never seen before anything like that before.
exactly, that's exactly what I wanted to say. You know, at the same time you have some use heavy use of the zoom, but at the same time you have some parts where you are, you know, you are like you are sliding on the road. You know, the road is going up and down, and the camera is moving with the up and down. You know, it's like you're following the road. It's very immersive. You know.
It's zoomed from a moving object. It's like a dolly shot, but it's hard to understand because I'm not a cinema guy. But I'm assuming it was very difficult to do.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but I think this is the first time I see this kind of way of filming, you know, a road.
Then after that, we have this very kind of like the Departed type thing where he gets shot in the face and he's left for dead. His car crashes and everything, and he's left for dead. So it's a very abrupt end to his character, as far as we know, right?
So far, yeah.
And then another chase happens, and the bad guy from the Christmas Adventurers Club get killed by the daughter. And the daughter she's got skills. She's really badass. She can handle herself. Leonardo,
Yeah.
he comes after that. He hasn't done anything useful. He just
Yeah.
shows up and he's a loving father and he takes her in his arm or whatever, and they go away. And after that, we move on to Sean Penn wasn't dead. Ha ha ha. He's a tough
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just want to say something because the something in the scene before remind me of what you said earlier. You know, there is a lot of moment in the movies where you are expecting the characters to do something, like in Sensei, you are expecting him to fight the cops, for example. And on the scene where the daughter killed the guy, and the guy is on the floor, and for a good 1.5, 2 minutes, when Leonardo DiCaprio is arriving on the scene, the camera is not showing the guy on the floor because you expecting him to be dead, you know? But in the back of your mind, you're saying to yourself, yeah, is he really dead? Or maybe he will stand up and try to kill someone suddenly, you know? You are a lot of time in this way of mind where you are expecting something to happen, but it doesn't, you know? So it creates a kind of tension and yeah, it's,
Well,
I
he
wanted,
made a movie that's hard to predict. I had no idea the movie was going to be like this. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
And the movie
yeah.
surprises you all the time. It's great.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's not Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They're good guys and they win at the end and everything. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but for the defense of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, again, because we were talking about the rip earlier, I would say that when you watch the movie, you are not expected what will happen as well. You know, you can have some ideas, of course, because you think you know, but you are surprised. So that's why I think it's a good script. But
Well,
anyway,
I'll tell you, I will not watch the movie because I don't want to. But anyway.
But the experience show that you cannot watch a movie and still make a podcast about
Yeah,
it. So
that's
let's
right.
go.
We have a guest, Hugo Zurita. But anyway, so after that, we end up with in the building that the Christmas Adventurers Club have for their like headquarter or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
What an irony, you
the
know?
makeup on Sean Penn is amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. I asked myself if it was CGI or not, because I mean, yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter anymore. It looks so good that I don't care how they did it. It's great. And they tell him, okay, well, you did good. We got you. And
Mhm.
but it looks like you had a daughter with that black woman, and you're supposed to be a racist. You can't do that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. When you say
And he
I've
says
been raped in
in
reverse,
reverse.
that was incredible. And it's so funny because the directors is conscious that the dialogue is so goofy that he has to make another character ask why, you know, and the other character say to him, "What do you mean by reverse raping in reverse?" You know?
He says, I think he says, I lost consciousness or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. They take control over me and
Yeah,
advantage
yeah.
of me or something like that. Yeah.
So of course they don't believe him. They don't care. So they tell him, okay, welcome to the club or whatever. And he goes to his office, and then you see the guy close the door behind him. That I thought was
Yeah.
I
I, I knew
I
I
noticed it.
knew
I knew
but
something. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I knew something was off from the moment he said, "Yeah, let's go to your new office," and he was like a child happy with his new Christmas toy, and yeah, I knew it
And
was something was off. Yeah,
and what do the Nazi do? How do the Nazi kill people? With
yeah, yeah.
gas.
The
With
fucking
a
irony of the character, you know?
yeah, with a gas chamber. And at the end, they burn his body
Yeah.
like in concentration camp and everything. So he gets the full Nazi treatment. They get rid of him, no problem. So that's the end of the movie. But we have another scene right after that. I thought that was a great way to break the tension. He's laying down. Bob is laying down on the couch, smoking a joint again, and everything is fine. They're both happy. They're safe now. There's no problem. Nobody's after them. They made it. And I think he's trying to take a selfie for a dating thing because he tells her about the letter from her mom. Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's very dramatic, you know. The
Yeah,
daughter
yeah,
is
yeah.
reading the
I don't know why I jumped that, but he's talking about the letter, and you can see his face. He's an amazing actor. You can see all the expression he gives when he presents that letter from her mom. That the letter, I think, doesn't even matter, but that's the way he mentions it and he talks about it at the table. He's a master
yeah,
of his craft too.
because I mean the letter he gave his daughter is supposed to be 16 years old. So it means that he kept his letter for 16 years, probably read it, but he didn't want to give to his daughter before a specific day. And because of everything that happened, he think it's a good moment to give her. And you can see in the way he acts that it transcribed everything that I just said in just 30 seconds or 45 seconds of acting and telling his daughter about the letter, you know?
And it's a close up of his face, and there's the light on the side from the outside from the window, and he looks really good. He's just it wouldn't have worked with a bad actor at all. It would have been terrible. Imagine your guy Glenn Powell doing this scene. Impossible. Are you gonna say
Yeah.
no? He would be great too. Stop it, guys.
No, 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 no. I totally agree. I mean, that's why Leonardo DiCaprio is a great actor, because he has the depth. And in the same movie, he can be a goofy guy, he could be a loser guy, and he can watch the camera and put a monologue for 2 minutes and make you believe that he's a simple guy and he's loving his daughter and he's very serious. You know, I mean, yeah, he has a range. You know, good actors has a range, and DiCaprio is definitively has range.
So he gives her the letter. She reads it, and you hear the voiceover of what's her name again?
Perfidia Beverly Hills.
Perfidia. Okay.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. My daughter. No, no, no. And then he's laying down on the couch like 5 minutes later. He's smoking a joint and he's trying to look good taking a selfie because probably for a dating app or something because he's doing a look like he's trying to get women, you know? But he doesn't know how
Yeah,
to do it. And he asks her, what do I press? Which one is it? And she
Yeah,
explains
yeah.
to him like, turn the flash on. It's the little lightning on the top left, and like she's doing something else.
You
And
understand that it's a new life for him because he didn't have a phone for 15 years because he was on a run, and you understand that his life is behind him, and the symbolism of the use of the finally of the iPhone or something is the way you understand that.
and he's the guy now. He's just a loving father staying home, and the radio, there's an alert like, oh, there's some protest happening 3 hours away from here or whatever. And she grabs her jacket and she goes there. He's not stopping her because now she's a real one. She killed that dude. Remember, she's a real French 75 now or whatever.
Yeah,
And he stays home and she leaves and he's not afraid for her at all. He's like, it's 3 hours away, right? And she says, yes.
yeah,
He says, please be careful. And she's like, I won't. And she leaves. And what does he do? He looks at the phone and he makes a little smile and he takes a selfie.
yeah. He winked on the phone and trying
And
to
you can
make a
imagine
selfie.
it's for some dating app for sure. Like he's trying to get a woman
Yeah,
or something. So anyway, that's the end of the movie. So that was like, oh, and now we're back to everything is normal and everybody's happy and nothing mattered that happened. It's just that
yeah, yeah.
the girl, her problem is solved. She was always a badass. She was always awesome. And Leonardo was never a badass. He's just a loving, good father. Well, he's not a good father because otherwise he was a good father
I
because
think it will be.
remember
I think. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah,
at the beginning when the girl wants to leave and he says,
yeah,
we have a baby now, we are family, we
yeah,
can't be doing
yeah,
this. He doesn't want to be in the French 75 anymore.
yeah, yeah,
He's a good father.
yeah. But
And remember, one scene that we didn't talk about also is when we introduced to the daughter and her boyfriend or her friend come to pick her up and he threatens the guy. Remember, he's like,
yeah, yeah. I remember. I will do to you everything that you will do to
yeah,
her. So
like he's some sort of badass. But yeah, so that's the end of the movie. Honestly, for me, it's like if you took 100 movies together or 100 directors and you compress it into one movie. It's a very, very complex movie with different change of tone, different expectations. Every time you think something is going to happen, it doesn't happen and something else happened. I was laughing from act 2 to the end. I was laughing the whole time. I was enjoying every second of it. At first, I was worried, but I thought, okay, if it's an artsy, dramatic movie, well, I guess I'll enjoy that too. But this was way more complex than that. This was awesome.
yeah, but I agree with you. At the same time, it's that's why it's an original movie. I'm saying it once again. Is that because the story is very simple, but the way it's filmed, the way the characters evolved. I mean, it's like a fireworks. Everything is going in all direction. You are surprised all the time. You don't know what to expect, despite the fact that the story is quite simple. And it's yeah, it's like in a sense a Tarantino movie, because in Tarantino movie the story, the main story is very simple to follow, but there is so much details, so much complicating things, so much depth in the characters that it makes the whole things very interesting because there is so many level of understanding despite the fact that the story is very simple.
But you can see it as a dramatic movie, right? I think the people who watched it and thought it was going to be a dramatic movie because of the first act, they were confused by act 2 and maybe they never recovered from it. That's why the movie got some bad critics maybe because like what the fuck is going on? What is this movie? They don't know what they want to be. Do they want to be dramatic? Do they want to be a comedy? Which one is it? I thought it was a
Yeah.
satire. And I thought, for me, it's okay for a movie to be two things at once. It's okay to be a comedy and also dramatic. You can do both, but only if you have a good casting and a good director, obviously.
But I can understand why so many people will not like the movie and will be I mean a very strange vibe about it because I mean I don't say that in a bad way, but I think a lot of people are watching movie in the first degree, and they are taking things very seriously, and maybe they will not totally understand the the goofy vibe and the second way of watching the movie, and they would watch it with the first degree vision and say, what the fuck is this movie? I don't understand. And it's and other kind of viewer are like, oh wait, yeah, there is some more complex things, and it's a comedy. It's a dramatic story, but made it with a comedy vibe. So that makes it a very original movie and one of a kind, you know?
Honestly, to me, it's like a Zucker brother movie. It's like The Naked Gun or Airplane. Like,
That's very funny that you think about that, because I had this exact thing in my head. You know, I saw about Leslie Nielsen in Airplane, or how does it call already in English, the movie Airplane? No,
Airplane. Oh,
Airplane. Yeah,
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. Yeah, I saw exactly when I heard the first goofy dialogue, and the you know, the difference between saying something goofy but very serious, or saying something very serious which is in total contradiction with what you are seeing, is like exactly like the movie Naked Gun. Yeah, the type of I
I
agree.
thought this is what you would do if you gave a real powerful director, artistic director. You tell him, okay, make me a movie like The Naked Gun. I think that's exactly what he would come up with. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Everything is super serious. Everybody's playing everything super straight. It's not like they're looking at the camera and winking. You know, everybody's super straight and super serious. It's just the situations that are completely absurd. So, yeah, I guess if I had to describe it to someone, I would say it's like a Naked Gun movie made by Paul Thomas Anderson.
yeah. But you can add with so many different vibes, so many influence. You know, you talk about cartoon. It was one of the best analogy. You know, I totally agree, and I didn't think of that. But once you said it, I mean, it was obvious. Yeah, the analogy of the cartoon about. I don't know how to say in English, but in French it's Bébé Pele Coyote. But yeah, it's a very very good analogy, and the Tarantino vibe, the music that can make me think about the game. Maybe not a lot of people will have the same vision as me, but I think there is a lot of influence. Yeah,
Okay, so what did you think about the the photo? Yeah,
I think that's what makes the movie. If I have one word to describe it, I would say epic. Because it's a little bit, you know, the third act, the analogy you do with a cartoon, you could think it's filmed as well a little bit like the Western before, you know, and the Western before has the a way of filming that they are very very careful with the, how do you say le cadre en anglais, how do you say it?
frame,
Yeah,
frame.
exactly, thanks. Yeah, they are very careful with the frame, because everything is looking the same apparently when you look at a desert. So you have to be careful about the frame, you know, and how you frame the action and the scene that you want to take, you know. And yeah, I forgot what I said. What is the word I used? I forgot. Epic. Yeah, I think it's epic. The photography is epic, you know, and it's a good way of presenting thing, you know. You know, you have a epic scenery, and inside that scenery, you have a good light, and inside this light, you can do whatever you want, you know. But as long as the frame is good and the photography is good, it make everything else shine, you know. I
You
don't know
know,
if it
so
makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense. In Act One, when they attack the refugee camp and it's
Yeah,
night shots, the night shots are beautiful.
yeah,
I don't know how they did it because it looks like it's real night. They probably have cameras that are very sensitive to light or whatever, but it was
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. I guess, yeah, because you are seeing very well, but you understand very well as well that it's totally dark sometimes, and it's very. I mean, there is a lot of light from the different place they are, of course, but you understand that, yeah, this is night, and it's very, very well filmed. Yeah.
And it was a very realistic movie in the sense that there's no filters like to add grain or to add anything. Like Tarantino, his movies, they look not very real because he adds stuff, filters and to look older or stuff like that. You know, you're watching a movie when you watch a Tarantino movie.
Tarantino.
Yeah. It's not trying to be a documentary. You know what I mean? This one is the
You,
same. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, with Tarantino, you mean like maybe it's because Tarantino is so obvious with the frame that you know that you are inside the movie. That's what you
Well,
mean?
he wants you to know because he cuts like, okay, and now the title of Act Two is this and this and this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the frame, you know, the way you frame something, you know. It's like it's so specific that it's like it's saying to you, okay, this is the movie. This is a scene of the movie. Where at the difference that in some movie, and maybe you're talking about that, about
Well, that's what I'm talking
the
about. I'm saying you're right. Saying Tarantino is showing you like you're watching a movie. It's not real.
yeah, yeah.
And this movie is doing the same thing but differently. Like you, it's like they're breaking the fourth wall. You're watching a movie. There's even this 16 years later thing, this thing explaining to you. So it's not trying to be like real, like a documentary. But the way the direction is, the way the framing of the movie happens is taking you like, hey, look at this crazy stuff we did. Like when we spoke about the chase with the dolly shots on the car. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how they did it on the Healy side with the zooms and stuff. It's all designed in an artistic way. It's like a portrait or it's like a painting or something. It's not like a NCIS on Fox. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I mean, we are talking about the way it was, the photography. You know, the scene of the walk chase. I don't know if you can say that in English. The chase on the roof. You know, you don't see the faces, of course, because it's night and the way it's filmed. But you understand what's happening, and it's very well filmed with there is a good light, enough light for you to understand, and it's very realistic. You know. So I think the movie, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say the movie switched from very wide screen where you see all the action to very close up. You know what I mean? Like he's effortlessly moving close and far, no problem. It's very coherent, and you always know where you are in the action and on the scene. It's the opposite of like shaky cam and uh, Born Identity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. And maybe there is, because I think it will be interesting to watch the movie again, because I think there is an opposition as well between some very large scenery, like the third act, with some which are more cinematographic frame, and again in the sense of the director is saying to you, yeah, you are watching a movie, look at my frame, and some other parts, like the second act, when they are running on the roof, for example, it's very, very realistic. Like the third act, you know, it's like shaky cam almost, and you are following the steady cam, you're following the characters, and there is a difference between the very realistic scenery and the very framed scenery, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he can do far away and close, no problem. Within the same scene, he can do anything. Whoever the photographer, the director of photography for this is, he's awesome. He can do anything. Intimate close up on a face, passing a lot of emotion and stuff, and then zoom out and encompass a whole situation, a whole scene geographically where you know where things are and stuff. It's crazy. It's very good. Very, very good. I think we're about done. How would you conclude your review of this movie?
Okay, a lot of things have been said already, but how do you conclude a movie like that?
Well, I'm going to tell you the direction to me was top notch. The cinematography was top notch. The VFX, absolutely amazing. The music, fantastic. And I'm going to say the promotion was bad because the promotion of the movie did not make me want to watch it, even though I'm a fan of PTA. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I agree. I agree with you. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the director, but I almost didn't hear about the movie. So, I mean, the only reason why I heard about the movie is like because there is Leonardo DiCaprio inside, and usually it's always an event, you know, when DiCaprio is doing a movie. But yeah, and there is something I want to add because we didn't talk about it a lot. And to conclude, I think it's interesting. The actors, because we didn't talk about a lot about we talked about Leonardo DiCaprio, we talked about Benicio Del Toro, but we didn't talk a lot about Sean Penn. I mean, the character of Sean Penn. Sean Penn is fucking really good. Is really good in this characters, you know.
Yeah, but
And
I would say
yeah,
he's good, but he's supposed to be cartoonish, and he's very cartoonish. He's the bad guy who's a pervert and weird, but he's not like a real human being. You know what I mean? He's more of a cartoon evil guy. He's the bad guy.
yeah, yeah, I agree. But I'm talking to you about I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the, the actors and is the way to play the character. Because behind
Oh,
each
you mean his
character you have a you
performance?
exactly, yeah. That's the name. That's the word. Yeah, performance.
Yeah, he's great. The little like face things he does, moving his mouth like he's got ticks or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, he's great. He's fantastic. On Penn,
and
amazing.
and 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 I think because basically you have three main characters almost all the movie. I mean, from the second act to the end. Benicio Del Toro is a good supporting role inside, but it's not the main character. The three main characters are the characters of Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, and the girl. I don't remember her name. But yeah, they are very good actors, and I think it's because, I mean, you can have some good actors, but you have a way of directing them, and usually directing an actor is a way to help him to have a great performance. So yeah, I think the Paul Thomas Anderson is really good for that, and he proves that with the movie, I think.
I think he's just shown it's a show of strength. This movie, he shows that he can do incredible depth, incredible variety in a movie. There's a lot of variety in this movie. A lot of like comedic time, a lot of dramatic time, the way it's filmed, everything is so complex. And at the same time, for you, the viewer, it's very straightforward. You watch it and you don't need to think about how it was done. It's just the
It's
experience it
true.
gives you. It's very emotional. It's great.
It's true.
Fantastic.
And I will add something is that when a movie is giving you the vibe where you can talk about it for hours, I mean, it means that the director made a good job because he made a movie that you remember. And I would
Well,
say that,
I think
yeah,
the reason why it was not more popular than it was is because people are not used to this kind of movies anymore. People want to
yeah,
go see Chris Pratt do some comedy, or Chris Pratt being the voice of a CGI character, or Chris Pratt being a superhero, or, it's not a Marvel movie. It's the opposite of a Marvel movie or a Netflix telefilm with Ben Affleck. You know what I mean? It's the
yeah.
opposite. It's a real cinematic experience with a story and emotion and engagement, and you remember it and you think about it later because it's not just, oh, good guy win at the end and we're good. Yay. Even though the movie is kind of like that. The good guys, they win, but, you know,
That's what I said. The story
it's
is
a vibe movie. It's a vibe thing.
the story is very simple to follow, so you can concentrate and all your senses can concentrate on everything else. And the vibe that inside the movie, it's so complex, so strange because you're watching a comedy and at the same time it's a very serious, comment on dit, enjeu.
Steak.
Okay, there is a very serious stakes, but it's filmed and the dialogues goofy way. So I mean, you all the time you are a mixed feeling when you watch the movie, and that's why you remember it. Because at the end of the day, when you watch a movie, you can talk about it, and I will definitively remember this movie even in 2 years. Because it did something to me when I watched it, and that's what movies are all about.
Yeah, I felt something. Normally, the best way to make somebody feel something is to make a sad movie that makes you cry and stuff. But this was a funny movie that made me feel things. And and I hope people can watch it and see it the same way I saw it, which is it's a comedy. It is definitely a comedy. I don't care what anybody said. It's a funny movie. It's a Naked Gun movie, but made by a real serious director.
Yeah,
All right. Well, if you had to give it a score out of 100, what's your score?
that's very interesting question because this is our first movie to rate, so we don't have, and the viewers and the listeners don't have any comparison, and
And
neither
we are
neither
at
we
risk
are.
of only reviewing movies that we love, so we got to be careful.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I would say at least at least 80% and maybe 90%. I mean, of course, there is a lot of movie that are close to perfect. You know, so I wouldn't say 100% or 95%. So I would say between 80 and 90% because I mean, for me, the rating a movie is not only about. I would say this. For me, a movie is something that you want to remember. It's an experience, and if the movie gives you the experience you want, it did its job. And for me, this movie did its job. So I'm a very good, I'm very easy viewer,
Yeah, we know.
But
We
this
know.
you will realize that
Chris
with
Pratt is
with
a
time.
lawyer.
Oh yeah, I love it. And no, I would say 85% at least. Yeah. Mm.
Okay,
If I have to rate it, but
for me, for the in the whole history of movies, I'm gonna give it a 95. And
okay,
for the past 20 years, I'm gonna give it 100. Because compared to the past 20 years movie, it's a perfect movie.
okay. So I mean,
But in the
and
whole history of movies that I've seen in my life, it's a 95%.
okay, so the second part of your rating makes me think about something important. You mean if in the last 20 years you put this movie in like 100%, how many movies are in 100% in the last 20 years? That will
I don't know.
be
That's
probably a
that's
good.
to be found out in the next podcast.
Exactly, that's a subject
Subscribe
for
on our
another podcast.
Patreon and woo, buy the t-shirts.
In fact, we forgot to talk about Athletic Green. That will be the next
Yeah,
time,
that's right. Athletic Green. They're not paying us to talk about it yet, but they will. Uh, let me turn off my VPN, NordVPN, and I'm gonna go play
Okay.
Red Shadow Legend. All right, well,
Yeah,
that's a
okay.
podcast. I guess you and I will stay on the line, but we'll stop the recording now. Bye, guys.
Yeah, okay. Tie. See you.